is used in Invisible Man to represent reality. The symbolism behind the color blue is representing various emotions and their contributions to the realization of reality in a situation. It can represent changing emotional energy. It is used throughout the novel in songs, settings, thoughts, sensory representations, and language.
Streaks of blue light filled the black world behind the blindfold. I lay prone, pretending that I was knocked out, but felt myself seized by hands and yanked to my feet. Get going, black boy. Mix it up. My arms were like lead, my hands smarting from blows. I managed to feel my way through the ropes and held on, trying to catch my breath. A glove landed in my midsection, and I went over again, feeling as though the smoke had become a knife jabbed into my guts. Pushing this way and that by the legs milling around me, I finally pulled erect and discovered that I could see the black sweat-washed forms weaving into the smoky blue atmosphere, like drunken dancers weaving into the rapid drum-like thuds of blows.
This is one of the first instances of the color blue in its representation of reality. Invisible Man saw the blue light fill the world around him, which showed to him that he is reduced to this typical stereotype of the time. When the blindfold was removed, he saw the blue smoke in the room, which was his realization of how he was going to be treated by the whites. He was not going to be treated with respect, but actually treated lousily. The picture in the color of the sea of the gray represents Invisible Man's first beginnings to his true identity, as he felt that he shouldn't be treated the way he was.
Feel like going dead. Wished I was dead.
Close to the curb ahead, I saw a man pushing a cart piled high with rolls of blue paper, and heard him singing in a clear, ringing voice. It was a blues, and I walked along behind him, remembering the times that I heard such singing at home. It seemed that here some memory slipped around my life at the campus, and went far back to things I had long ago shut out of my mind. There was no escaping such reminders. "What is it that you have there?" I said, pointing to the rolls of blue paper stacked into the cart. "Blueprints, man. Here I got about 100 pounds of blueprints, and I couldn't build nothing." The man with the blueprints has blueprints from failed projects. The blueprints represent carefully manifested plans. However, they also represent the potential for failure because they did not work out. The color blue of the blueprints represents the reality of potential failure and future intentions of Invisible Man. The picture of the crumpled up paper represents the many intentional plans that will fail, that one has to realize all the parts before coming up with a plan that will definitely succeed.
What is in my face?
Words, phrases skip through my mind. I saw the blue haze again. What had I meant by saying that I had become more human? Was it a phrase that I had picked up from some preceding speaker, or a slip of the tongue? For a moment, I thought of my grandfather, and quickly dismissed him.
Is in my skin? What did I do?
Invisible Man's statement of that he became more human was most likely a moment of self-realization, rather than something he had just heard before. He thought that the phrase of becoming more human may have come from his grandfather and his subconscious. After the speech, Invisible Man felt that he had been strikingly successful. However, the Brotherhood members disliked the speech because they had felt that it did not follow the Brotherhood way. When he saw the blue haze, Invisible Man knew that in reality, despite his personal growth and success with the speech, that he was pushed back by the Brotherhood for his speech. The picture of drawing back the curtain to reveal a different scene behind the curtain is representative of Invisible Man seeing the blue haze and realizing that the speech did not go well in the eyes of the Brotherhood. I saw the sun blaze upon the new blue overalls as the man appeared around the cabin. His shoes were tan and new, and he moved easily over the hot earth. He was a small man. He covered the yard with the familiarity that would have allowed him to walk into the blackest darkness with the same certainty. He came and said something to the woman as he fanned himself with a blue bandana handkerchief, and then he appeared to regard him sullenly, barely speaking and hardly looking in his direction. Jim Trueblood is an example of the part of the college that is not intended for Mr. Norton to see. Mr. Norton had a great fascination with the sharecropper's life and his story about his daughter. The black community generally rejects Jim Trueblood because he reflects the negative in them. To the whites, he is a sign of black failure. He is treated in a positive light by the white people in an attempt to provoke others to do similar things. Jim Trueblood wears blue overalls, has a blue bandana handkerchief, and has blue eyes. The overwhelming amount of blue acts as a sign to Invisible Man that the reality of the situation is that only Trueblood is treated well because he is bad for the blacks, and that other blacks will conduct similar actions due to right treatment. The trophy is a representation of the right reward for Jim Trueblood's actions. It is used to show to other black people that they will be rewarded for their actions if they do similar things. Actions like Trueblood's makes the whites appear superior.
It's a dream, yes.
His voice ceased, and I saw a strand of pale blue smoke drifting across the mirror and heard the electric ladder snap back onto its cable into place behind the back of the seat. The blue smoke from Mr. Norton's cigarette in the car represents his reality in his conversation with Invisible Man. Mr. Norton says that Invisible Man is his fate and his destiny, that his success relies solely on his own success. The blue smoke is used to show to Invisible Man that Mr. Norton is really only invested in his personal goals. The picture of the grayed out balloons and the colored ones on the door is used to represent the realization on Invisible Man's part that Mr. Norton does not genuinely care about his own success.